Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Um, Honestly, I don't know what to say anymore. I really don't. Uh, Another team in the bottom half comes to our place, sits in a low block, and we just cannot put them away. It finishes Liverpool 1, Burnley 1. That is 4 draws in a row now. 4. We are dropping points like they're going out of style, and if we want to be serious about anything this season, this has to stop. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Help us through the pain, and let's get into this absolute frustration fest of a match review. Stats wise, we dominated again. Get this: 32 shots, 32 shots, and we scored 1 goal. You think the expected goals must be through the roof, but as you can see here, the final score says 1-1. Burnley just needed 1 shot on target to get their equaliser. That's how it went. Florian Wirtz gave us the lead before half time. Was a lovely finish, but then we switch off at the back. Marcus Edwards nicks an equaliser for them in the 64th minute, and then we spend the last half an hour knocking on Burnley's wall, but not busting it down. We all knew they were playing a low block, 11 men behind the ball. But yeah, it's just frustrating. We keep dropping points to these teams. And a stat for you all: first time since the 1980-81 season, Liverpool have failed to win any of their 3 home games against newly promoted sides. 1-1 against Sunderland, 0-0 against Leeds, and now 1-1 against Burnley. And it's the same sort of fashion, the way we are dropping these points as well. Boring, sideways, possession football. But the thing is, though, that first half didn't look too bad. I thought it was free-flowing. Kirkes and Frimpong were gut-running down the flanks. Wirtz was class, but we should have put this game to bed. With the amount of shots we had, this should have been a 4 or 5-0 win. Let's talk about the big moments, because there were plenty of chances to win this game. Firstly, the penalty miss. In the first half, we get a penalty. In my opinion, I thought it was the right call. I forgot who the Burnley player was, but he threw Cody Gakpo like a rag doll in the box. It's a penalty, and you're thinking, this is it, right? Settle the nerves early. Let's go 1-0 up. Dominic Szoboszlai steps up, with the absence of Mo Salah. And yeah, he smashes it against the bar. And look, I love Dom. These things happen, but you have to hit the target. It felt like from that moment, it just set the tone for the rest of the match, and it just piled the pressure on from there. Florian Wirtz was the one bright spark in this match. He was absolutely electric in that number 10 role. The link-up play for his goal was brilliant. Curtis Jones did well to find him, and the finish was class. Top left corner. He looked like he looked like one of the players that was going to make something happen. His 6-goal assist in his last 7 games. Look, he was already flourishing without the goal assists, but now they are racking up. He is now becoming the player we all knew he was going to become. We never had a player of his caliber before. Maybe Coutinho would come close, but yeah, this guy is a special player, and surely this silences the doubters right now. But let's talk about the elephant in the room, which is the equaliser. Yeah, it's too easy. We fall asleep. Kanate gets caught out. Alisson maybe could do better at his near post, but Edwards just walks into the box and slots it in. 1 chance for them, 1 goal. It's a soft goal that could have been prevented. And just the wastefulness as well when we had a chance to win the game. Ekitike had a goal disallowed for offside. It's tight. But other than that, we were just blasting the ball at their keeper. Dubravka had a good game, but Christ Almighty, we made him look like a prime Gianluigi Buffon. We just lacked that killer instinct, and unfortunately, it costed us big time. But right, let's get into the players. Brutal assessment for this one, starting with our goalkeeper in Allison. Honestly, he had nothing to do for 60 minutes. He made one massive save to stop Canade from scoring an own goal, but for the equaliser, he should have done better. It's a low drive. He goes down a bit slow. Hard to blame him fully when the defence vanishes in front of him, but he could have done better in reacting to that one. Jeremy Frimpong, one of the few who actually offered width and pace. He was flying down that right side in the first half, basically playing as a winger while Wirtz drifted inside. Put some great balls in, but like everyone else, he ran out of ideas when Burnley parked the bus in the last 20 minutes. I'm still not convinced of him playing as a right back. I think he's much better suited as a right wing back because he offers so much up forward. Yeah, maybe if we get Xavi Alonso as our manager, he'll play three at the back, and we could see Frimpong along with Kirkes push higher up the ground. But who knows? Only time will tell. Ibrahim Konate, yeah, he looked jittery, nearly sliced one into his own net. And yeah, and for the Burnley goal, he just got sucked in too easily and left Edwards with acres of space. We need him to be a wall. And I thought today he was like a revolving door, easy to walk through. He's not good enough anymore. We're screaming for a centre back. Mark Gay, he was available. Now he's going to Man City, and we're stuck with Ebu for the rest of the season. Virgil van Dijk won his headers, pinged a few diagonals, but where is the leadership when we concede? We go 1-1, the heads drop. For God's sake, he's the captain. He needs to be grabbing players by the scruff of the neck. Once again, our captain sitting on the fence, not good enough. Milos Kerkez, I'll give credit where it's due. I thought Kerkez was brilliant. Relentless energy, flying into tackles, overlapping the left-hand side constantly. And at one point, he was actually my man of the match until he got subbed off. Why Arnold took him off for Robbo when we needed energy, I'll just never know. Moving into the midfield, Ryan Gravenberch, he kept ticking it over in the first half, but when the Burnley midfield got physical, he disappeared. We needed someone to break through the lines, and I felt like Gravenberch just kept playing it safe sideways. I love Ryan, but he just hasn't been up to it this season. I do think we need to look at a specialist number 6 in the summer because we ain't looking for one in January right now. So definitely in the summer, we just need that defensive midfielder to anchor the midfield along with Grav. He was subbed off for McAllister, who did well. We'll get to that later on. Dominic Soboslai, been our best player all season, been our best midfielder all season, but I'm going to be frank with this. I could be a bit harsh, but I'm being honest. Look, I'm sorry, Dom, but you cost us the momentum today. You know, you simply cannot smash a penalty against the crossbar in a game that was at 0-0 at one point. From there, I just thought it killed the vibe in the stadium, and after that, he was hiding, misplaced passes, heavy touches, and I just thought his head was completely gone. Curtis Jones, one of the better performances. Got the assist for Wirtz with a nice bit of composure. He was pressing, trying to make things happen. Yeah, can't fault his effort. Florian Wirtz, man of the match for me. Yeah, different gravy, this guy. The goal was a rocket, top corner. No chance for Dubravka. And he was the only one unlocking doors, the only one with a spark. And if the rest of the team was on his level, we just must be wondering what he has to do to get a win. Cody Gakpo, frustrating, too predictable, just cuts inside and runs into traffic. It's his only move. So this is the thing he always does. He either cuts in straight at a defender, lays the ball off with an overpowered pass, or hits a shot anywhere but the net. We just need Gakpo to be more direct, more outside. You could see players like Riangamoa who can beat a man and go outside. I'm convinced this is a tactic by the manager because any other side he'd play for, he won't be starting at all. And it took 78 minutes for Slot to finally realise that Cody is having another stinker on the pitch. Shambles. Hugo Ekitike worked his socks off running through the channels. Unlucky with the offside goal, but he missed the two headers that should have been buried. With that all being said, I love watching Hugo play. It's his spot in the number 9 position now. We know he always tries to make something happen, along with Wirtz. Just needs better service from the other boys. Moving on to the subs, Andy Robertson didn't offer the same energy as Kirkes. Alexis McAllister came on, missed a sitter from 6 yards out. Unforgivable. Ria Ngamoa tried a few dribbles, looked lively when he was on. Federico Chiesa came on too late to do anything. And honestly, the situation is baffling a lot of us right now. You look at the bench, you see a player who was part of Italy's success in the Euros in 2020, and you think, why isn't he getting on, especially when we're struggling to break teams down? And I think it comes down to 3 main things. Number one is the obvious one. Arne Slot simply does not favour him. You know, let's be real. Managers have favourites, and Chiesa isn't one of Slot's. Arne demands a specific type of pressing and hold-up play, and he clearly prefers Cody Gakpo on that left-hand side, or even moving Wirtz wide over giving Chiesa a run. Even with the injuries we've had, Chiesa is just fighting for scraps. You know, when a manager subs you off at 60 minutes in a cup game against Barnsley, it sends a clear message. You know, I don't trust you to finish the game. Number 2 is the rhythm and fitness issue. You know, we keep hearing the same line from Arne in the press conferences. He needs rhythm, but he can't get rhythm if he doesn't play. He's had those niggling injuries all of last season, a bit this season as well. You know, stop, start, stop, start. You know, every time he looks ready, he picks up a knock or he just drops to the bench. In the Premier League, if you aren't 100% physically sharp, you get eaten alive. And Slot clearly thinks he's not up to the intensity right now, which leads to my final point. I think Chiesa's head is already back in Turin. You know, the noise from Italy is loud at the moment. Juventus want him back. And with the 2026 World Cup coming up, Chiesa knows he needs to play. He just can't sit on the bench for another 4 months if he wants to start for his national team. You know, there are reports he's willing to take a pay cut to leave this month. And if a player's head is already out the door, the manager is going to play him over someone like Rio or Gakpo who are committed to the cause. So my final verdict with Federico Chiesa, ideally, we use him as the impact sub because we need the depth. But if he's not playing right now, when we are drawing 1-1 with Burnley, he's never going to play. And I think he is going to be out of the window by the end of this month. He's a nice guy, but sadly, it just hasn't worked out. But that's it. I've tried to be patient. I've tried to look at the expected goals, the injuries, and the transition period, but I can't do it anymore. We are 14 points off the top. We have drawn 4 games in a row against teams we should be burying. That pattern is exactly the same every single week. Slow build up, killer zero instinct, and a defense that switches off the moment the clock hits 60 minutes. Arne Slot is a good man, and he did incredible work last season winning the league. No one can take that away from him. But right now, he looks devoid of ideas. He's standing on that touchline with hands in his pockets while Anfield is screaming for urgency. It is stale, it is predictable, and quite frankly, it is boring. The squad we have built over the summer, Verts, Ekatike, Isak, Frimpong, Kirkes, this is a squad that should be dominating domestically, but also in Europe. Being fourth and fighting for our lives just to stay in a Champions League spot isn't good enough. Mind you, Arna threw away a Carabao Cup. That's one less competition we're out of now. The regression is real, and I don't see how he turns this around. We've reached the end of the road, and for the sake of the season, before we slip into a Europa League spot, or hell, even a Conference League spot, it's time for FSG to grow a pair, make a club statement, give Arnold the handshake, say to him, "Thank you for your services, but it's time to go." Arne Slot has to go. Bring on Xavi Alonso. Let me know in the comments. Do you agree that it's time for a change, or are you still backing Slot? Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm going to clear my head now. Thanks for watching, and as always, up the Reds.